All right, welcome everybody. Welcome. It is 9:06, October 21st, 2017, on this beautiful Saturday night. That's right, you're listening to the Joe Wentz Project Live podcast. My special guest again tonight, co-host Jim Guidry. What's up,
Hey,
Jim?
everybody. Hey, Joe. What's up, everybody?
How you doing, man?
Doing
And
great.
from our metal stage, we have Synner and Adam. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Joe.
How's it
Hey,
going,
Jim.
boys? Hey, Joe. Hello, Jim. Hey, Synner.
Going great, man. Going great, man.
Doing
Again,
good.
great podcast yesterday, fellas.
Oh,
Absolutely.
thanks.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate
Fantastic,
that.
man. I was out there working on my pickup truck, and I had the smartphone, excuse me, on the back bumper. I was actually changing brakes on my pickup truck, and I had the smartphone on the back bumper. I had it cranked all the way up, listening to y'all's podcast, man.
Oh, appreciate it,
cool.
man.
Yeah, I do.
Checking
We
it out.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks
it
very
was-
much.
Yeah, I was eating
Oh,
lunch.
man, it was awesome.
I was listening while I
Yeah.
was eating lunch. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it was awesome, man. I really enjoyed it. I really did, very much so. I heard y'all talking about all the different players and how fast they can play, but and Michael Anthony and stuff like that. It was really cool. All the different things you touched on, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all that cool stuff. It was really awesome, man.
Yeah,
So,
thanks,
thank
man.
you.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a lot. It's a lot of fun.
really enjoyed it. Yeah, man. It's y'all doing a fantastic job. But let's go around the table here. Jimbo, how's your day been today, man? Anything going on?
Oh, it's been good. Got a lot of playing in today. Just kind of done a little practicing,
Good.
Got to had a good day. Anytime you can play
Good.
is a great day. Kind of relax.
Yeah.
inside,
That's right, man. Absolutely. What about you, Mr. Center? How about your day today?
I played a lot of bass today. Yeah,
Oh, did you?
yeah,
Awesome.
definitely.
Awesome.
Yep.
Good deal, man. What about you, Mr. Adam? How about you today?
I didn't get much playing in today, but I spent most of my day playing with my kids, so I got about
Oh.
half an hour
That's great.
playing, but it was good. Yeah. No,
That's cool, man.
tomorrow will be a guitar day.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's fantastic, man. I played a little bit today, not a whole lot, just a little bit, and so it's back at work for me tomorrow, and but
Tomorrow's
that's
your
all right. Yeah, tomorrow is my Monday. Tonight we had what do we have? Oh yeah, we had BOTs. That's right. Y'all should know because I sent y'all some stuff from the store when I was there. There you go. I can't even remember what I did a couple hours ago. Went to the store and got stuff for BLT sandwiches and stuff like that. Man, it was really good. We had that and had some boneless hot wings and a couple of adult beverages. Man, what you talking about?
Oh, good stuff. Can't beat that.
Awesome. Man, heck no, boy.
That's
It
a
was
good-
great.
Yeah.
It was
Better know.
awesome. Yeah, man. And what do we have the night before that? We had some from some diner that's hadn't been open long. It's like a buffet. We went down there. Well, I went down there and got some stuff to go and brought it back. Mashed potatoes and gravy. I know that's a weird combination, but that's what I like. Popcorn, shrimp, mashed potatoes and gravy, a bunch of tartar sauce, and mac and cheese. Man, heck yeah.
That sounds good to me.
I was jamming out, man. It was freaking awesome. So far we have Sean Zimmerman. Hey, Sean, and Big Dan Hall, the
Oh,
accountant.
good stuff. Hello, Sean. Hey, Dan.
Hey, Sean, Dan.
Hey,
Good
Sean.
stuff,
Great
man.
chat
Hey,
so
Dan.
far. So as we go further along, maybe some more people will pop in. I'm sure they will. Tonight, man, we're going to touch on a couple of different things here. String brands, and I mean electric guitar string brands or bass, if you like both. I know Center does. But, there's a bunch of guitar string brands out there. And, I've always, some people are just dedicated to one certain brand. Some people are dedicated to one certain gauge. Some people will go back and forth. I've heard people say they put a heavier gauge string on their Les Paul. Some people put a lighter gauge on for another guitar. It's just everybody's different, and that's why there's so many choices out there. But I'd like to ask you fellas, what do you think about your particular string brand? Jim Guidry, we'll start with you.
Well, I've been using Ernie balls for a long time. I like the power slinkies and the regular slinkies. I've been using 1148s, but
Wow. Okay.
I recently acquired a couple of sets that are 1046. I'm gonna try them. One's 1052. I'm gonna try this out. But I've always been I've tried other brands, and they're all, to me, it doesn't have to be Ernie Ball, but it seems like that's what I always go to. But
That's pretty much what you stick with. Okay.
yeah, but I mean, I'm up for. I like to try some of the newer, some of the ones that a Synner were talking about. What was those Synners you said you just recently tried a set of?
Elixirs
What
or
was those? Yes, I think so. I think that was it.
yeah, that's what came on the Kiesel. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. But I'm kind of it's not like I'm just an Ernie Ball fanatic, but that's generally what I've always used over the years.
Right.
I used to like the GHS boomers, but I hadn't used those in a while. But that's just me.
Yeah. Oh, there's no right or wrong answer here, man. It's just personal preference, And we'll move along around the table to Mr. Adam. Adam, what is your string brand of choice?
I like those NYXLs, to be honest with you. Those are great strings. So I find them they feel really nice on the fingers. Really, I used to use Ernie balls. I mean, for probably 20, 25 years, I used Ernie balls, and I switched over to these, and I won't go back. Yeah, they just feel good. They feel good, and I find they last longer too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all preference, man. They're all great. All new strings feel great, right out of the pack, and it's a week into it, or 2 weeks into it, or 3 weeks into it is when you start to really see what how they hold up, right?
Yes,
right,
absolutely. Get a little playing time on them and everything.
Yeah, they're great.
What about you, Mr. Synner? What do you prefer?
I tend to gravitate between the Diodario and the Ernie Ball.
Oh, okay.
9 to 46 on guitar usually, or like you're saying the Les Paul, I go to 10s.
Okay. All right. Very cool.
Yeah, I'm the same as Synner on that one too.
Yeah. Very interesting. I guess it's the same company. I asked the Synner about this, and Adam the other day. I love Diodarios. Gauge 9 to 42, and I love the EV8 strings, and I believe Synner and them told me that that's made by Diodario as well.
Yes,
because of the color coding on the ends of the string with the
on the balls.
Yeah, on the balls there, on the string balls. Yeah, don't get funny, guys. I'm talking about guitar strings. And
me too.
and so actually last night when I was putting that EVH Floyd on that Synner sent me, I put on a brand new set. Well, of course, no, I put on some used ones. I put on a brand new set of EVH strings on the V, man, and sit there and had to play it for probably about a good 15, 20 minutes to get everything stretched out where it finds its fulcrum, its balancing point. And yeah, I love those strings, man. I love those strings. I guess pretty much they're the same, I reckon, those strings feel so good to me. I've always been a Diodario person. I've never went, and I have tried the NYXL. I have the set of those on the what is it? The All Natural, I believe, because Synner told me about those a few months ago, and I remember I took a picture of them when I bought them at Guitar Center, and I sent it to Synner. I said, "Here you go. I got these." He's like, "All right, man, cool."
Yeah,
you
nice.
did a video on that, I think, with those strings. That's right. Yeah.
Yes, I did. Absolutely, yes.
How do you like those?
I love them.
Yeah,
I love them. Yeah, I love them. They feel great. They really do.
Yeah, those are ones I want to try.
Yeah, they're good. They're a little bit more, but to me, they're worth it.
Oh,
I mean, just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Jim said, "Did I ask you for your opinion?" Oh God, no. Yeah, they are. They feel great. They really do. I like them a lot. Ain't that what you said to use, Adam? NYXLs?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome, man. Awesome deal.
Now, what brought you to liking them? I mean, just compare it to like your regular Diodario.
Actually, I heard you talking about it one time. I think I can't remember if it's something you responded on a Facebook post of mine or if it's something that we talked about. That part I can't remember, but I do remember you telling me. We was on the phone, I believe, and I said, "What is the big hype about these new strings?" And I think what I was thinking about was the
Paradigm. Yeah.
Paradigm. Okay, and then you told me, well, since you're a Diodario guy, you need to go with the NYXL. That's their version of that string. And I was like, oh, okay, and that's what I did. And because I knew that Paradigm string was getting a lot of hype about the string life and stuff, or whatever.
I haven't tried those yet.
Yeah, I've tried them.
I just got lucky.
What did you think?
I got sent a pair of these, so I'm gonna try these. I'm gonna try.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's where I got the idea for that Synner was actually from you. So I tried them. I've only gotten one set, and like I said, they're on my all natural Wolfgang special. But I like them. I think they feel fantastic.
Do you notice a difference between that and the regular as far as like the feel?
I do notice a difference. It's slight, but there is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Just for me, yes. But it's
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say it's a good difference. You know, it's not nothing extreme, but it just feels a little bit smoother. I don't know how to explain it.
To me it's smoother, but you have better control and grip. If that makes sense.
I think they almost feel like elixirs to me. Because I had elixirs before the NYXLs. I tried those too, but I found that they used to split right above the frets. They would split.
Oh,
and
they
would
they would come undone, and they wouldn't really hold up to my playing. So I switched. They were also a lot. They were a couple bucks more than the NYXLs too. So I said, I'm not going to pay extra money for strings that don't last.
Right.
You know, they do sound good and they feel great, but I think the NYXLs feel just the same. If you ask me, but that's my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. You use a big pick though, right? You use like a 3mm or something crazy.
Yeah. Are you poking fun at me? Wow. Are you poking fun at me?
No. I'm just saying
I use a base pick. Yeah.
It's probably a little harder on the string. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I smack the string pretty hard. Yeah, I'm pretty hard on strings and picks, so that's why I went to those 3mm.
Yeah, I see where Blackie DH jumped in. Hey, Blackie.
Oh, I was going
Blackie.
Right on.
Sean Zimmerman.
Hey,
he says hello again. Extreme Gamer 5. Yeah, that's my cousin's grandson. Believe it or not.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That's him. Cool. Yeah. And I think he's like 12, something like that. 11, 12 years old.
No, cool.
He's a young man. Yeah. How you doing, Extreme Gamer times 5? What's going on, buddy?
Hello.
Hey, man.
And let's see. Also, so I remember when I first started playing, I tried some different brands of strings, and I didn't know what was good and what was bad. I was just starting to learn. You know, I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I couldn't tell you. You know, and so and I came across Diodario's, man, years and years ago, and I don't know. I've always liked them. They've always lasted a long time for me. I've never really had no problems. I do remember one time though making this mistake. And this was years, and I mean, I was probably still a teenager, and I went to the music store and they had some special on guitar strings, right? And so I bought like 6 or 7 packs or something. And what I did is in the summertime, and I put them in my glove box in my car, and I left them there for a long time. And see, it got they got hot in that car during the day. And I didn't think nothing about it, so that really took a toll on them strings over a period of time. And they sit there for quite some time, not real long, but I'd say probably about maybe 4 to 6 months. And then when I thought about it, I said, "Oh yeah, I got strings in there." I went to get them. I went to put them on. They wouldn't last no time. They'd break.
Made them brittle.
That's exactly right. Made them too brittle. Yeah.
Recycle strings.
Yeah. I'm gonna boil these. I never understood that. I'm gonna boil my strings. I was like, why would you even go through that? What is that? What is that supposed to do?
Boil?
Yeah.
That's what Eddie said he did. He boiled his strings. He boiled them, and I was like, is that true? And why would you do that?
I just go
stretch them out. Some people, I guess, will expand. I guess, and but
water.
I'd rather when I string my guitar, I just pull on them, give them a good pull, then play it and then tune it and pull on them and. In a couple plays, they're good to go.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Adam, did I hear you say you change your strings about once a week? Is that true?
Oh, I for a while there I was, but I'm back to once a month now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Once a month, yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I like when I play a lot, then I'll change them a lot faster. But I like the feel of new strings, or a week old, right about there.
Mm-hmm.
I just find them to be just killer. Then they start to lose their top end and
right. Yeah,
but yeah, it depends.
For me, now everybody's different, and for me, I won't change strings unless one breaks. When one breaks on a guitar, I'll change the whole set.
That's me.
I'm like, well, it's time for some new strings because
Yeah.
I have done that before. I mean, God, this was so long ago. I'd sit there and play, and a string would break, and like I said, I only been playing for what, maybe a year or something, and I was like, yeah, I didn't really know. I said, man, a string broke. I drive all the way to the music store and buy one string. I was like, hey, do y'all sell strings separately? Yeah, we do. What one do you need? I said, that real thin one. Oh, that's called the high E string. I was like, well, I need that one, and pay like 15 cents for it and get home and not really know what you're doing, and you break that damn thing. You're like, what the, so I was like, man, come on. So just learned as it went along, man.
Right.
Bruce Anderson is in the house. He goes, hey, everybody.
Hey,
What's
Bruce.
up, Mr.
Bruce.
How's it going, Bruce?
Big Dan Hall says he's only tried D'Addario. Need to try some other brands. There's plenty out there to choose from.
Oh, man,
I tell you what, there's a bunch out there. I can only imagine the competition between all these string brands against each other, trying to compete for your money.
It's almost like paint colors.
Wow.
There's so many different ones.
Yeah, really. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And that's something that I ask for this every year. Every year, real for Christmas, pack of D'Addario. What the hell is D'Addario? D'Addario guitar strings, age 9 to 42, and they say you ask for that every year. It's like, well, I need them. I mean,
Right.
it comes in handy when you got,
Yep. Great stocking stuff for
colors.
You should always use strings.
Yeah, always, man. I mean, I'm looking right now. I got let's see, is this a 3-pack or is this just a 1-pack? Oh boy, I hate too much food. Yeah, it's a 9 to 42 D'Addarios. Yep, that's 1 pack in there, and I got another pack of EVH. That's the one that actually that's the one Synner sent me last year at Christmas, and I think I got 2 more packs over there in the drawer, and that's it. So I'm getting low. So yes, D'Addario guitar strings is what I ask for every year at Christmas, man. All the time, and so I got plenty of picks. I got plenty of those, but strings, I always ask for that every year. And it's the perfect gift that keeps on giving.
It sure is. Yeah, right. Strings are great.
Yeah, man, absolutely. As far as playing, here's something I was wanting to ask you guys too. There's a lot of not really debate, but I think everybody has their own difference of opinion about tone. Where does tone come from? Is it 100% from your hands? Is it 100% from your equipment? Is it 50-50? Let's go around the table once again and start with Jim Guidry. Jim Guidry, what is your opinion on this?
On tone? Well, I've been doing a little reading about it, plus my own. I know it really, it begins with your hand, your fingers, and of course, I use a lot of effects. I'm not really a stripped down kind of a dry, I use a lot of effects. So, I think for me, it's a combination of both. I mean, I've been, it depends on, when you hammer on or pull off a string, how you, how your finger leaves it or hits it, basically is the more you get, your playing gets better, the more you can kind of control your tone with your fingers or your hand. But it's also, for me though, I do use, some effects to. I know some people say it hides your, which it might just do that. Some of the sloppy playing, but I think mine's a combination of both.
You're talking about pick attack, right, Jim? Like your attack, right, on the guitar, right? Yeah,
right. Fingering, yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think for me, it's a combination of both. I guess with the way the way my fingering and hand position and then effects for me. But it is a big debate. I've done some reading about it. Man, you'd be surprised at just how many. There's the argument between is it your fingers or is it your gear? But also it's your amp, your pickup, your chord.
Is it the wood? The wood is the guitar.
Wood.
Right?
I mean, there's so much. Yeah, there's just so much. And what I was reading is one says that like your tone begins with your fingertip to the string and it ends when it hits your ear, and in between there's so many variables. Yeah,
yeah, absolutely.
But that's just my take.
Yeah, very cool, Mr. Adam. What's your opinion?
Well, I'm a believer that woods make a difference. So I would say there's so many variables, but I'm a firm believer that different guitars, different different woods affect it. Then you get your sound and everything in between with your pedals, your attack, your pick attack. There's a lot. I mean, I think everything plays. I think it's, if you ask me, this is my opinion. I think it's like 75% equipment, guitar, including the tone wood, debate of the guitar, right? Your effects, everything, and then 25% in the hints, with that little extra spin or touch on what you already got. But that's just me,
Very interesting.
I think equipment makes a big difference. A good guitar makes a huge difference.
Right.
And and all your whatever you're using as pedals and amps and but a lot of it comes from 75% of that, and then I think just the attack, the way you play, be it your vibrato or the way you smack the strings, different, That's what I think, anyways. But
very nice.
I'm probably wrong, anyways. So.
No. There's no right or wrong.
No, there's no right or wrong. It's just what I hear. That's what I think.
Right. Here, Adam, you're free to express your opinion how you wish.
Oh,
there's no prejudice here.
Oh, I will.
And when you get to the door, say you're going to get shot down by this machine gun. Say, oh, what the? There's that 1930s gangster showing up out of nowhere. I'm sorry. All right, Synner, what do you think, man? What's your opinion about tone? What do you think?
I think tone is based off your hands, your touch, and it's layered beyond that by effects, your pickups, and because like you pick a certain player, Jimmy Page, right?
Correct.
He plays through a Telecaster through a Fender amp, right? He sounds like Jimmy Page. He puts in a Les Paul through a Marshall. He sounds like Jimmy Page.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just what he's trying to do. For a certain song, you want a certain tone, so you layer it with that type of amp or that pickup or effect or tuning. But I think most of it is based off of your attack.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I've always been just for me, I've always been 80-20. I think 80% of your tone comes from your hands, and the other 20 comes from your equipment and the guitar. That's just my personal take. Because you can take 10 guitar players, every one of them have the same guitar, the same amp, the same equipment, and they're all going to play different. They're all going to have to be different because of their hands. That's just how I look at it.
Yeah. I remember reading an interview with Nuno Betancourt. He got to play Eddie's rig, Eddie Van Halen.
Right.
And he got up there. He's all excited. He's like, I'm going to sound like Van Halen, right? He didn't sound like Van Halen.
Yeah, I read that.
He was so disappointed, but that tells you right there,
It's funny you say that. I read this tonight, actually, that I think it was in 1978. Ted Nugent was, they was playing it. I think Van Halen was on the ticket too, and it said that Ted Nugent was standing on the side listening to Eddie play, and he asked him could he play his rig, and he said sure, and guess who he sounded like?
Ted Nugent.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading an article one time where I think when Why Can't This Be Love came on the radio, Ted Nugent thought it was the guitar, not a synthesizer. And he talked to Eddie about, hey, man, what is that you're using? And he told him it was a synthesizer, stuff like that. And then, and then it came into that part, Jim, what you're talking about. He went and played through his setup, and he sounded like Ted,
Right.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's wild, man. So, let's look at the chat real quick. Blackie DH says he likes to use NYXLs. He loves them on the strings. That's cool, man. Let's see. Let me back up. This chat's moving a little bit here. Let's see. Mark Taylor. I've been a GHS guy since the mid-'80s, and I started using them because Randy Rhoads used them. I'm just a creature of habit. Stay with GHS all these years. Let's see. Sean Zimmerman, back in the hospital, but glad to be on here. It's been a while. Sean, what you doing in the hospital?
Yeah, man. I hope you're doing better, Sean. Jeez.
Wow. Yeah. I hope you're doing all right. Michael Collins is in the house. He says, yo.
Hey,
how you doing, Mr. Collins? Thank you for joining, man. Thank you very much. So I noticed a buddy of mine on Facebook. He went. I don't know if it was just Yngwie or what. I'm not sure, but he went to that concert. He lives in Kentucky. I don't know if that's where the concert was, but I noticed, what was it, last night he was putting some pictures up on Facebook of Yngwie live in concert. And I was like, now, I don't know if that's the Generation X thing or is that just Yngwie solo? I'm not sure. Do y'all know about what Yngwie's doing? What?
I don't know.
Is just him on tour? I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. Jill?
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I noticed he had some live pictures of him playing on stage. I was like, man, that's cool, man. I was like, man, Yngwie to me has always been amazing. But for me personally, man, and I don't mean no disrespect whatsoever. His music's awesome, but he's like one of those guys. I can hear one or two of his songs and I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like, it's cool, man, but I can only handle so much of that neoclassical stuff. What about y'all? What do y'all think?
It's not my thing.
I highly respect what he can do, and I've watched him for years, but kind of like Synner, it's just kind of not my thing, but it's phenomenal what he can do. I mean, it's just it's mind-boggling, really. He's pick.
He's pick. God Almighty, he's quick. He's quick.
He sure is. He's got the speed.
He's quick. Yeah, he is amazing, and it looks like his wrist is just barely moving.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like, is he doing more motion with his finger and thumb? And it's almost like an illusion. I'm like, how's he getting that fast of a picking technique? And his wrist is. I have to move like my arm some to get a decent pick attack when it works. When the pick attack works, but he's like barely moving. I was like, how do people do that? It just blows my mind.
A friend of mine has seen, that deal with Nino Betancourt, Zach Wild, Steve Vai. It's that group that
Generation X.
Yes. I'm sorry.
No,
anyway,
sorry.
A friend of mine has seen that, and he had that backstage access. He sent me some video, and of course Zach was incredible, but yeah, Mouse Team, it was. You watch it, and it's like it's sped up in fast motion.
Yeah, and he's unreal.
And then he takes at the end he takes the guitar off and chunks it to his tech back here, and it's like, wow.
Yeah,
he's like, okay.
Yep. It's like, oh, holy crap. Yeah, and he plays with a scallop fretboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So have any of y'all tried that?
No, I never have.
I've tried them. I sound terrible on it.
Yeah, I noticed. I've played one once. It was a long, long time ago, and just the slightest bit of more pressure than usual makes everything to me sound like it's out of tune because everything's scalloped. There's that dip there, so it's kind of like.
Yeah, it's for a light touch design for somebody with a very light touch. Yeah.
Yeah, and it felt so strange. I didn't like it, and I was like, man, I can't deal with this. But. I don't know, but that's all. It was kind of wild.
I got a buddy of mine who's got those same guitars, and he can play all that stuff. But it gets old. It gets old fast.
Yeah, I mean,
I think notes for me, it's just too busy.
Right, it's too busy, and sometimes, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's great to have that technique. I wish I could do that, but speed isn't everything. You got to have feel. You got to have some feel, man. You got to make that thing sing a little bit, Black 88 says, not a fan. He's awesome, but not for me. Talking about Yngwie Malmsteen. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. It loses its soul when you start playing that fast, Look at guys like Gilmore or Billy Gibbons or where they play very little notes, but man, when they hit those notes, or guys like Jeff Beck, they hit those notes, they really pop. It just that's what I think. But
speaking of the tone thing, I was reading about Jeff Beck, and he's like the ultimate tone guy.
My goodness,
plays with his hands so much, his fingers, and if you play with your fingers without a pick, just like with the bass, you get such a different response.
Yep, there's a guy who can't be mimicked.
Wow,
You know,
you
you
ain't
could.
kidding, man.
There's people who can mimic Eddie Van Halen all day long, but I haven't seen any that can do any kind of Jeff Beck stuff. The guy is just off the wall.
That's a great point, man. I've never thought about
his
that.
tone is so unique to him that it's good luck
Yeah.
playing. You don't see very many Jeff Beck cover bands, if any at all.
Right.
Because good
That's
luck
true.
playing him. You know, you see a million at Van Halen once. No disrespect to
Yeah.
Eddie. Eddie's fantastic, but it's a lot easier to get closer to his sound and his tone than it would be to play somebody like Jeff Beck, even like Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits. I mean, there's certain players that play with their fingers, man, and if only they have those fingers and that attack, so it's unique to them. I think.
Yeah, actually it was when I was in a band years ago, and the drummer, he was a huge Jeff Beck fan. I thought I've always respected him, but I just never could get into his music. He gave me a CD one time. I can't remember the name of the album. Man, I can't remember. He goes, "You got to check."
Blow by Blow?
No, it wasn't
Blow?
that.
No?
It wasn't that. It was like him on the front.
Who else?
It was Jeff Beck on the front, and he was playing his guitar, but he's kind of like looking to the side, like he's leaned over, looking to the side, and it was like it looked like the album might have been from the late '70s or something. I can't.
Oh, it's way back. Okay, but anyways,
Anyway, so yeah, he said, "You got to check this out, man." I was like, "Okay," and I popped it in, and I was listening to it, and I did listen to it, but I just couldn't get in. I was like, "This is kind of weird." I just couldn't get into it, man. It was, I don't know. It was, I guess it wasn't one of his more popular albums. I don't know. I can't remember.
There's a YouTube video of him. He's playing in like this real intimate, like a dinner club, and I can't.
Oh
think
yeah.
And Clapton comes on at the end.
That's right. I got that DVD. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
man,
I forget what it's called, but it's
But
I'm a big Jeff Beck fan.
After
I've seen him probably
watch
10
them do
times.
that,
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's an acquired taste. I'll tell you, it didn't grow into him till the 90s.
Yeah.
You know, it's once I seen one show, my father-in-law took me to, and I was like, wow, I was hooked. A lot of feel. It's when you're younger, you want to play fast. You want to play all that kind, the speed metal and the heavy stuff, and and all the fancies. But for me, as I got older, I started liking less. Less is more for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really appreciate like listening to people with feel and soul, and Jeff Beck is one of those guys. Billy Gibbons is one. David Gilmour.
Billy Gibbons, awesome. Yeah,
just
David
different.
Gilmour, yes.
Awesome players. I mean,
it's like they say, feel is something you can't learn from a book.
No,
that's right.
It's something you have to develop. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That is totally right, man.
Which Blackie says that in the chat. Feel.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying nothing bad about Jeff Beck. He's awesome.
Oh,
I've seen a
absolutely.
YouTube video where he's going over his different guitars, and he's like just playing these licks on all these different guitars, and I was just like, Jesus God, it was amazing. It was just, my experience was that album the drummer gave me, and I just didn't like that album. I was like, what the hell, man? And it was kind of like a jazz fusion type thing. I don't get into that stuff. I was like, eh. He's like, did you listen to that? I was like, yeah. I was like, let's do it once and put it in my damn thing in there. I didn't listen to it no more. But
it's an acquired taste, man. Not all music is for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said. I mean, like even with Yngwie, man. Like like I said, I haven't got one of his albums. What is that? What is the name of that album? It's got the what is it called? It's got the dragon on the front, and he's pointing his guitar at it, his Strat, and he's like,
Fire and Ice.
No.
Trilogy.
Trilogy. Yeah. And it's got whoever singing, like The Queen is in Love. Is that song's on there? What is it? Is it You Don't Remember? I'll Never Forget. I can't remember if that's on there or not. There's another song called Fires on there, and there's one song that's on there, and I'm telling you, man, I can't remember who he had for his singer. I got his book.
Is it Jeff Scott Soto, right?
It might. I think it was, Synner. I think you're right. But there's. I'm telling you, man. There's one song on that album, and I listened to it, and I said, "That has got to be Ronnie James Dio."
No, it was Mark Bowles.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I just looked it up.
That was his singer.
Yeah, on the recording, anyways. So.
Okay, because there was one song on that album that's, man, I'm telling you, it sounds like Ronnie James Dio. I said, man, that is Ronnie James Dio all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't really tried to look it up, but that I love that album. I mean, I love that album. That album is awesome. That's one of his earlier albums. I really enjoy that album, but I can't. Excuse me, I can't play none of his stuff at all.
that makes two of us, buddy.
3.
I own some of his stuff too. I mean, I got a couple of his old albums too, and I like listening to him. But you know,
yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to find what is it that I have of my music. There it is. Yeah, Trilogy. There it is. I got let's see. Yeah, You Don't Remember, I'll Never Forget. I love that song. And I think that's the one that I thought was Ronnie James Dio on there. Man, it sounds just like him. You got You Don't Remember, I'll Never Forget, Trilogy, Sweet Opus 5 is what that is. Queen in Love. I love that song. Magic Mirror, Liar, Fury, Fire, Dark Ages, and Crying. And I love that album. So, pretty wild. Trilogy. Yep, that's the name of that album.
what year is that? 85?
I want to say it's
86. 86.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 86. Yeah, it's a fantastic album, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's right, because I remember I had that cassette album, and when I was working my part-time job in high school, I had a Sony Walkman on, supposed to be stocking the shelves, and it was on a Saturday, one of the busiest days for this place, and I'm out there on the floor stocking stuff, and had my Sony Walkman on, listening to Yngwie Malmsteen, and one of the managers, this lady, come up, she goes, are you going to be able to pay attention to customers when they come up and ask you something? I was like, yes, ma'am. I just played it off. I was like, yeah, no problem. I got it covered, and kept jamming out to it.
Michael Collins asked, have any of you seen Yang View Studio Collection?
I haven't. No.
No.
I'm not even sure what that is, to tell you the honest truth.
I mean, I don't know either, to be honest.
Sorry, Michael. No, I haven't.
Yang View. No.
Mm-mm. I don't know, Mr. Collins.
Rock My Primrose, Michael Collins says.
Huh. Guitar Geek says, hello, everyone. Hey, Guitar Geek, how are you?
Hey, Guitar Geek.
What's going on? Yeah, this is going to be crazy. I know y'all going to think I'm crazy. I'm looking at some of the music I got on my library on Amazon, and I'm going to go over some of the albums I got on here, and y'all can tell me what you have on yours if you like. Here's one that I got that came out in like 86, 87. Does anybody remember Vinnie Vincent Invasion?
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember that too.
I was just playing that the other day.
I love that album. That was his first album after he got out of Kiss. That was his first solo album, and I love that album. And the thing about it is, him and the guy that was the singer in that band, when they did the studio recording, they had a falling out. So when it was time to tour, the guy that did the original vocals was not on the tour. They ended up getting Mark Slaughter. Didn't know if people knew that or not.
Yep.
And so then they did another album with Mark Slaughter, and everything fell apart after that. Vinnie Vincent, man, a guy that has really been off the radar and is really hard to track down.
No. Do you know he's going to be at the KISS convention or KISS cruise or something with Eddie Trunk?
Yeah, I believe I did see that about him being at the KISS convention. Yeah, I was like, are you serious? So he's been out of the picture for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But awesome player, great songwriter, all that stuff. And I love that first album, Vinnie Vincent Invasion. I love that first album. Here's another album I come across here. It's by a gentleman named Andy Taylor. The name of the album is called Thunder. Andy Taylor was, of course, the guitar player for Duran Duran and the Power Station. I don't know if y'all remember that group as well.
Oh, yeah.
Power Station, yeah.
Duran Duran for sure.
Yeah, Andy Taylor, phenomenal guitar player. I love him. And there is, well, looky there. There's Hang 'em High from the album Diver Down by Van Halen, where Adam was playing that on the phone the other day.
Oh,
Awesome, man. Awesome. There's OU812, Van Halen. Catfish Blues, Michael Williams band. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Michael Williams, but he's a phenomenal blues player. Great,
No, I
great.
haven't.
Yes, great player, man. My son brought him to my attention, and my son's actually went to see him live. Sure has. I think at like Atlanta or somewhere.
No,
Wow.
that explains why your son's so good. My goodness.
Yeah, he loves that stuff, man.
That boy can wail. Wow.
Oh, thank you. And here's one. Wow. Poison's greatest hits. I always liked Poison. I thought Poison was cool, man.
They had some
What do
good
y'all
tunes, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
They had some good songs, man.
Is that Look What the Cat Dragged Did? Look What the Cat Dragged Did? Is that Poison?
That's Poison, yeah, but this album here is like
yeah.
their greatest hits. Yeah.
Yeah. That was good back in the day.
Yeah.
Bruce Anderson says his granddaughters are there. He'll catch up with us later.
All right, Mr. Bruce.
Have a good
Thanks for
weekend,
hopping
Bruce.
on, man. Yeah, thank you for stopping by. Another guitar player that I think is phenomenal. He can be kind of wacky and kind of crazy, but when he wants to, he can make the most beautiful music. Steve Vai. I got his album on here, Passion and Warfare. I think it's the 25th anniversary edition. Awesome, Steve Vai. I love Steve Vai. Yeah.
I still like Bad Horsey.
Yeah,
Yes.
Speaking of Steve Vai, I was showing the guys at the store today, the Gem Junior.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
Sure,
my
yep.
gosh. That
that's
is
for
a
sure.
sign. That's a
Yep,
sign.
sharp.
That is a sign.
It is a sign, yep.
That's a sign.
Nice
Nigga,
looking
click
guitar.
that
They had two.
Oh.
They had two. They had two of them.
button. Uh-oh.
Yeah, we all chipped in, and it's on its way.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Thank
We
you.
had
You guys are
Synner
so
took us-
cool.
Synner took us live in the store, man. Showed us out
I
the
was
whole
ready to
store,
give you
man.
a
should see
virtual
this.
tour. Yeah.
You should see this store, man. Oof.
Hey, the visual.
Wow.
Hello.
The Vigilance.
Unbelievable.
Awesome, man. Let's see. CC DeVille, Blackie DH says. Let's see. CC was a good guitar player, underrated. I always thought he was good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Back to my library here on my tunes on my phone. Joe Shacciani. What is that? Live from San Francisco, I think. Wow.
I think
Very
I got that
cool.
live DVD, probably. Yep. I'm a big Satch fan, too. Seen him a couple
me too.
times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Phenomenal.
I think Chickenfoot's supposed to do something this year. From what you know.
Yeah, 2018. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
What the
supposed to.
rumblings
Yeah.
are,
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
supposed to do some stuff, man. Now we're getting into some Allman Brothers. I'm a huge Allman Brothers fan. I love the Allman Brothers. Oh, yeah. You guys like the Allman Brothers?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I'm not much of a fan, but
Okay.
they're good.
But that's getting back to what you were talking about earlier. You remember how you were talking about tone is in the fingers, and
Right.
you sound like the Allman Brothers. You know, you're playing. You got a lot of that Southern blues, and Jim has, the Judas Priest touch, right? I mean, when you start listening to everybody's playing, you start to hear what your influences are, right? And you can hear yours too, because the Allman Brothers are probably number one. And when I hear you play, I hear a lot of Allman Brothers.
Oh, wow. Thanks, man.
Yeah, well, no, I'm
Thank
just
you.
saying, like going back to what we were talking about earlier. There's a perfect example of that, right? When you start to hear your playing versus
Right.
Jimbo's or Synner's
Right.
or myself, you can hear the different people that I think it's something that comes in time, right? And everybody finds
I think so,
their attack, their feel, and that whole thing
Right.
starts to come together, and you become your own, right?
Correct.
I mean,
Yeah.
throw that out of left field. You're talking about Allman Brothers, but it just made me think that
Yeah.
Go
Oh,
back
no, that's cool.
early, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
cool.
Synner, right? You hear when Synner plays, he's like, you hear the Black Sabbath, right?
Right, yeah.
Like seriously though, you start to really hear in Cliff Burton, you start to hear different things. Synner plays
Right.
bass. Once you start to hear somebody play, like man, you
Yeah.
can tell who influences you. But yeah,
That's-
going back to your
that's
Allman
true.
Brothers, you're obviously a big fan of those guys.
Oh, yeah. Always loved
Mhm.
that band. Always loved that band.
I agree with Big Dan Hall says Warren D. Martini rocks too. Yes.
Oh, I love Warren D. Martini, man. I
Oh,
love rap.
yes.
I'm a big rap fan too.
Yes.
Yep, me too.
A lot of my tone, I would say, comes from him too. I kind of sound,
Guitar.
my sound is sort of like a Warren sound. I always gravitated to rap for some reason.
Because they're good. There you go.
I love that two guitar attack. So yeah, I love rap.
Yeah, two guitar attack. Yeah, Guitar Geek wants to know if anybody played with a band. I guess he's talking about, is he asking us or people in the chat? I don't know, but as far as me, Guitar Geek, as of right now, I do not. I have in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Been in a few bands, but it's those days are over as of right now because of my job. I just don't have the time.
We're in the virtual band.
Yeah, we do the virtual thing. That's collaborations and stuff.
Yeah, let's name it Gummer.
Yeah. The Gummer Tour coming this summer in 2018. Get ready. Oh God.
Gummer Tour.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord have mercy. Crazy. Blackie DH. I heard Slash tried out for Poison. They asked what he was going to wear. He said, "What I have on." He didn't get the gig. Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That kind of
Big Dan Hall says Big Dan Hall says his music collection looks like the 70s and 80s music, not much more after those eras for him. Steve Steve Anderson and he says he's sorry he's late. Oh, okay. Thanks, man.
Hey, Steve.
You'll be fine. You need to talk to Big Dan Hall. He handles all the fun,
all the late fees. Wow. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. I appreciate that. Guitar Geek says 70s and 80s is cool music. I agree with you, sir. That's my favorite genres right there, 70s and 80s. That is my favorite, just for me personally.
Steve says he plays acoustic guitar in a garage band.
Really?
Okay.
Oh, I see that now. Okay, I play acoustic guitar in a garage band. Jim Guidry, you need to come join us. I'll give you all the free beer you want. Wow, there you go.
Oh, hang on a minute.
I'm
in on that.
Is that Steve that said that? Steve?
I won't be late, Steve.
Oh, Steve. Okay, perfect. I'm closer than you guys, so you guys are out. I'm in Canada.
Oh,
so.
That's right. Adam's got it. He's got to jump on.
Yeah. Well, he's a fellow Canadian, so I better be in first.
There you go. Oh my gosh.
Good stuff.
70s and 80s music. Yeah. Speaking of that, here's another artist in my library here. The Police. Anybody a Police fan?
Yep. I love Police.
These are my
No.
No.
Really? Eh? And being a bassist, I'm surprised that actually being a bassist, you don't like the Police.
No, well,
I think Sting's a killer bassist.
I don't like Rush either, right? So
yeah, true. Well, no.
I always like Stuart Copeland and his drums.
The drumming that.
He's phenomenal, man.
Stuart Copeland. I mean, Police
is
such
a small kid, It's kind of like Bad Company, the drummer for Bad Company. He's got such a small kid, compared to Neil Peart.
Phenomenal drummer. Yeah, absolutely. I love Police.
You know how you can download if you want to get just your favorite song from an artist, whether you go to iTunes or Amazon, you can just buy singles, which that's what everybody does now instead of buying the whole album. But this is like the Police greatest hits, and these are the songs my favorite from the Police, and there's only like 4 or 5. That's it. And that's what I bought. I bought 5 singles instead of buying the whole albums. I didn't want the whole album. I got
Synchronicity 1 and 2 for sure.
Yeah.
I got Synchronicity 2.
Yeah.
Synchronicity 2, that was a single. I got King of Pain, Wrapped Around Your Finger, Tea in the Sahara, and Murdered by Numbers. Those are my 5.
Yeah, they're all good
5 favorite songs by them. And of course, there's another favorite guitarist of mine, Jimi Hendrix. There, I knew he was going. He pops up a lot in this library.
I bet.
Yeah,
pops a lot here. Yeah, look at all them songs. My goodness gracious.
Steve Anderson said there's 3 electric guitar players in this band, so he decided it needed a different flavor.
Oh wow, there you go.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man, acoustic guitar does bring out a lot more than what you may think in a band. It really adds a whole lot. Yes. It adds a whole lot. I know that from experience. I didn't think it would make a difference, but boy, it does. It does. Big Dan Hall says he loves the police, especially when he gets pulled over once a month. Oh no, wait a minute. I love the police. Not big on Rush either. Sorry, everyone.
Run, Dan, run.
Yeah.
No worries.
Let's see. Mark Taylor says the thing about Sting and Geddy Lee is it's not easy to sing and play bass.
That's true. I mean, like Geddy Lee,
Yep.
he plays he plays like that keyboard deal with his foot. He plays bass and sings at the same time, and you just you wonder how can you multitask like that? Yeah.
John Paul Jones is another one that does that.
Oh yeah, yep. We talked about that earlier, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Okay.
Wasn't it Rick Emmett that played drums too and sang?
Gilmore.
Who's that? Well, he played the guitar. Actually, who's the
Gilmore?
Who's the one that played the drums and sang too in the band?
In Triumph.
Was it Triumph?
Yeah,
it was. Well, that's right.
In
That's
Triumph,
right.
It was Gilmore. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. How do you do that?
Big Triumph fan.
How do you do that? Sing and play at the same time. That to me is it's a totally different ballgame.
That's like Don Henley with the Eagles, sing and play drums at the same time.
Mm-hmm. That's nuts.
I can barely walk and chew gum.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Same here.
It's unbelievable.
Same here.
Blackie says, here's a question. Any new bands inspire you guys? Not me so much. I think that's why you have so many tribute bands in this future.
I don't listen to any new bands. Not at the moment. I don't.
No, me neither.
Listen to anything new.
Nothing really.
What do you consider?
My fancy.
What do you consider new? Last 5 years, or?
That's a good question. I guess it all depends.
Because I really like Hailstorm.
All right.
They inspire me.
Yeah.
I guess they're considered new, right?
See, not me.
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so.
That new stuff too much.
Steve Anderson says he does have 25 electric guitars though. So Joe, he's got
Steve Anderson. He's got that's awesome. Guitar Geek is apparently impatient. He split. He goes, okay, you guys don't chat with new people. I'll split. Have a good night. Hey, Guitar Geek, we get to the comments when we can, man. We try to go in order here. So
Yeah, sort of did.
Sorry, dude. If you can't be patient enough, then you did the right thing by leaving. The Vigilant says SRV. SRV is awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. Steve Anderson, been jamming the outro to Yankee Rose today on electric guitar. Cool jam to improvise. Another great artist, Steve Vai, in the David Lee Roth era days. What a great band that was in the first two albums. Wow. Man, fantastic. Fantastic, man. I love that album. I got it in my library as well. Eat 'em and Smile. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got that one too.
That is a kick-ass album.
Yeah. Synner you were just listening to that not too long ago, weren't you?
Yeah.
Well, I was talking to you or whatever, a phone calls, obviously.
Yep.
Yeah.
A couple days ago.
When did John 5 join Dave Lee Roth?
John 5.
Yeah. He played for him.
You got me on that one.
Was he on an album though?
I think so. I think he was. I think he was Dave Lee Roth's guitarist. Maybe after Steve Vai. I'm not too sure.
Well, did he maybe tour in place of Jason Becker? Or?
Maybe he just maybe he did that actually. I could be wrong. But either way he played with him.
I didn't know that.
Just think if Fate would have been the story with Stevie Ray Vaughan and that tragic helicopter ride that it wasn't Eric Clapton was supposed to go, and he let Stevie Ray Vaughan go in his place. And that, I think,
is that what happened? Wow,
thought that was the story.
Man, I could tell. I didn't know where I was when that happened. When he died, that was nuts. Yeah.
Wow,
he's one of my all-time favorites.
I have a poster of him on the wall.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. Yeah, I'm a huge SRV fan.
I've seen him here in Shreveport, like in I won't say 80, maybe 81. We used to have this outdoor venue, and it was like the stage was set up in the middle of this little pond or this little lake, and everybody just sit in the grass, and it was Joan Jett and the Blackhearts that opened for Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Wow.
Double Trouble, and that's when Can't Stand the Weather came out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was
That would have
good.
been killer.
Setting it. Oh, it was incredible. Incredible.
What year, Jim? What year was that?
I'm 81, I think. I want to say
Wow.
81 to 82. Yeah.
Well, that was
I don't
right.
remember much of the 80s, but you know.
That was that was the prime time for Joan Jett, right there. That was right around when she was coming out with "I Love Rock and Roll" and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she was riding high on that right there.
Yeah, the black leather outfit and all.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know until I got a lot older that she was in the band called the Runaways with Lita Ford. I didn't know that till many years later. I did not know that, you know. I was like, wow, I didn't know they had something going on there. Man.
Y'all guys remember the Vixen?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Edge of a Broken Heart, man. Yeah.
They were a pretty rocking band, you know.
Yeah, they were awesome, man. They were here for a little bit and they was gone.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't here long. Let me see something. Mr. Anderson says, yeah, that Eat 'em and Smile lineup should have been huge for like a decade or more. Damn that Roth, I blame him. That's what he says. Wow. Oh, boy. I don't know what happened. Here's another one in my library. I don't know if y'all are a fan of this or not. This is the only album I have by this guy, but it's the Ozzy Osbourne tribute album. You know, where for Randy Rhoads tribute, I should say.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you get to this song here, is Suicide Solution. And right in the middle is when Randy does that solo, that live solo. And that was just, man, holy smokes. Talk about a smoking player, man. He is just unbelievable.
Yeah, he was a smoking player.
Just think about the cut short, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, he
just think
gone
today.
way too soon, man. Oh, man. Can you imagine what it would be like?
Wow.
You know, if he was still here, would he be a threat to Eddie? Not really a threat, but I mean, would he give Eddie a run for his money? Because I think at that time he was giving Eddie a pretty good run for his money. That was in what, 81 when he passed away, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he was the new kid on the block that people were like, hey man, check this dude out. You know, of course he was. You know, another artist in my library that I liked. A lot of people really didn't care for him. White Lion. I always thought they were cool.
Yeah, me too.
I thought they were cool.
I like them.
Yep. I always like White Lion.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty cool myself. And here's another artist. Like I said, this is as far as I go in the country realm. Keith Urban. Got one of his albums in here. I like him.
He's a great player for sure.
I'm not familiar with the guy, but I'm sure he's great. Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. Let's see. What is this? Sammy Hagar. Sammy Hagar. Yeah, it's got not VOA. I'm sorry. What is the name of this album? It's got Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy. 3 Lock Box. That's the name of this album. 3 Lock Box.
Oh yeah.
Suckers walk, money talks, but you can't stop my 3 Lock Box. Dun, 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 dun. I love that song, man.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I had the cassette. I still got it somewhere.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all this: if any of y'all ever leave your cassette case in the hot park car in the summertime?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yep.
Come back
bent and all warped and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's all messed up, man. Messed up. Yeah. Let me look at the chat real quick. Big Dan Hall, Steve, loved Yankee Rose, man. Blackie DH, new band I like is Avenged Sevenfold, twin guitar attack I love.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Anderson. Yeah, Steve Anderson said, I saw a cool interview with Rudy Sarzo. He says he couldn't believe being on 5 multi-platinum albums in 1 decade. Wow. Mark Taylor, anybody into King's X? Ty Tabor is a badass guitar player. I think Ty Tabor is amazing. I love King's X. Yep. King's X I don't like all their songs, but they have I do really love that album, Faith, Hope, and Love. I love that album. I've got that album in here in my library, as a matter of fact. I love that album. And I like a few more of their songs, and that's about it. But I think they were more of a technical, you know what I mean? They drew the technical guys in their audience. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they were kind of different, but they were so good and so proficient. It was like they went over the head of a lot of people because they were just so damn good.
Yeah. That's a great band.
Big Dan Hall says, I love the Pride album from White Line. Yeah, I think that was their first album, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Blackie
That was a
DH
great album.
says Keith Urban is a great guitar player. Yeah, he is. I've seen him live with my wife, and I've seen him live. He's fantastic, man. Here's another one that I really like. Joe Satriani. Yes. This is a little EP he's got here. It's got Ice Nine live. And the one single on this EP was The Crush of Love, and then you got Hordes of Locusts live, and then Memories live.
You remember when
it's killer.
Surfing with the Alien came out? It was so different.
Oh, yeah. I love
Yep.
that album.
I have the
Who's
live
that?
one, the live DVD with
Yeah.
Stu Ham. Stu Ham is his bassist. Killer.
Oh, you talk about a phenomenal bass player, man.
Oh man.
Oh, my goodness.
Good Lord. Stu Ham. I seen him live on that Flying in the Blue Dream tour, like Jim just said, and that's when Satriani still had hair. And Stu Ham come out and did his bass solo, and he did the theme for Peanuts, or they called it Linus and Lucy.
Yes.
He did all that on bass, man.
He's amazing.
I was like,
player.
wow, man. He sat there and tore that up, boy.
Yeah, I seen him when he was doing this chicken picking thing on the bass. It was
He's amazing, man.
outrageous. Yeah.
He is just amazing. Here we go. Van Halen for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. I got that. Oh, of course, I got that. And here's another Joe Satriani live from San Francisco. There's another one. Yeah. Oh man, I love that stuff.
So do I.
Is that before the Justin Bieber collection you got? I'm just kidding.
Oh, I don't have that. I don't have that.
I'm just joking.
You ain't got to worry about that. Oh Lord, no. Oh man, no sir. Let's see. I'm trying to see what else I got in here. Got all kind of stuff, man. A lot of those. Here's a couple of old '80s tunes. You know, speaking of getting singles, "Voices Carry" by Till Tuesday.
Don't know that one.
"Your Love" by The Outfield. I love that song too.
Oh yeah.
A couple of songs by the Power Station. I just talked about them earlier. Here's one song that probably a lot of people, I bet, didn't pay attention to. I like this sound. The sound of the guitar, because you can tell he's using a Rockman or something. But the name of this group was called David and David, and this is their one hit they had. It's called "Welcome to the Boomtown," and I got that song on here. I couldn't believe that. Here's one song by Jeff Beck I got in here. "I Ain't Superstitious."
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got that. Bullet Boys. Anybody remember the Bullet Boys? Smooth up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got that whole album in here. I love the Bullet Boys. "In a Big Country" by Big Country. "Don't Forget About Me" by Glass Tiger. Here's another group that a lot of people probably don't know. The Marvelous Three. They had some good songs back in the mid to late 90s. "Caught in the Middle" by Dio.
Okay.
It's like, yeah.
You got a pretty diverse collection there.
That is,
Yeah. "Can Heat." Let's see. Good Lord. "Hold Your Head Up" by Argent. "Can I Play with Madness" Iron Maiden. "Loverboy" Lenny Kravitz. Tom Petty. Mr. Big. Lynch Mob. There you go, Jim.
Hey.
My two of my favorites by Lynch Bob. No, Lynch Bob. What is Lynch Bob? Hey, Lynch Bob. Come here, Lynch Bob. Come here, man. Come here, man. Give me another Mountain Dew over there, man. Come on. Anyway, I got Lynch Mob, "No Bed of Roses." I love that song.
Mm.
And "Sweet Sister Mercy."
Oh, yeah.
I love that song.
Oh yeah. "Tangled in the Web." That Lynch Mob, that "Tangled in the Web." I think it was after. I know it was "Wicked Sensation." In the next album, I'm wanting to say, I think that was the next one, "Tangled in the Web," which was pretty good.
Right.
Still have that, yeah.
Let's see. In the chat real quick, Steve Anderson says he just returned from Cabo from Sammy Hagar's 70th birthday bash. Met Vinnie Paul at the hotel pool. He was wearing a VH necklace, among others. Wow.
Oh,
That's awesome.
cool, Steve.
Steve Anderson says Vinny always drums to Pound Cake in place of Jason Bonham. Wow. Blackie DH is asking Adam if he's ready for ski season.
Oh. Not really. I actually got to get my skis waxed. Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Blackie. Yeah, it's almost that time. Another month. Month or two. Maybe about 6 more weeks, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll have to get those skis sharpened up. We'll have to do something, Blackie.
Oh.
Nevin's skier too, so.
Oh wow, something I've never tried. I've never tried that.
Me neither.
Never
I've
really
never even
wanted
tried
to.
water skiing. You know?
I never done that either. I was like, no, I ain't doing that either.
I grew up on a lake.
boat.
I grew up on a lake, so I water skied as a kid, and in the winter we snow
really?
skied. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Big Dan says, thank goodness Sierra never got into Justin Bieber. I corrupted her with 80s hair metal. Awesome.
Oh, killer. That's
great.
That's the way to do it. That's
there you go. Blackie D8 says he loves the Bullet Boys. Wow, cool, man. Steve Anderson says Jerry Cantrell came out to Sammy's birthday bash to play Man in the Box.
Oh, killer.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. I can only imagine how many people was at that thing. Good gracious.
That's on my bucket. That's on my bucket list. One day, I'll get out there.
Oh yeah,
I hope. Yeah,
that's awesome. Let's see.
Eddie Money. Steve Anderson said Eddie Money came out to sing Two Tickets to Paradise. Wow.
Really?
Oh, cool.
Yep, that's what he says right there. Yeah, I love Eddie Money. Y'all like Eddie Money? Man, he's got some great songs.
Yeah.
Of course, he don't. You know, he's. I think it was kind of wild when I see him on what was that? Some commercial. He was on some commercial for some insurance thing where he was like selling some kind of vacation things or something. And I was like, who is that? And it was Eddie Money. Step right in here, folks. We'll give you 2 tickets to Paradise. I was like, what? I was like, that's Eddie Money. And man, he looked rough, man. And I was like, what the hell happened to Eddie Money?
Do what you got to do, right?
I guess so, man. I guess so. But he's got some songs I love those songs, man. Big Dan says I'm too big to ski, and a hill don't. Me and a hill don't go together. Okay.
Never too big, man.
Well, that's
always be a human snowball.
That's what.
Yeah. That's what my wife did when I took her skiing.
All right.
What's that, Synner?
Wow.
I lost you guys. What do you guys cut out on me there?
No, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm still here. Y'all still there?
Yep.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We good.
I couldn't hear you guys for a split second there.
Oh, okay. Steve Anderson said Bob Weir came out. He's from the Doors. Came out to play Wang Dang Doodle. Wow. How many members of the Doors are still living? Apparently, Bob Weir, but I don't know.
Robbie Krieger, right?
Yeah, the guitar player. Yeah, he's still living. Wow. Yeah. Man, how about that? Wow. Big Dan Hall says he loves Eddie Money as well. Steve Anderson, one of the guys from Run DMC, came out to play Walk This Way in a new song written with Sammy called What's in Her Kitchen. Wow, how about that?
Yeah. Man, it sounded like it was
That's a cool birthday bash right there, boy.
Yeah.
Man.
It's hard to believe Sammy's 70 years old, and it's just.
Man, he don't look like
still rocking, yeah.
Play, man.
I tell you.
Still going on, man. Still going on. Man.
His voice still sounds
phenomenal.
Just like Rob Halford. His voice still is incredible, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. His voice is still fantastic, man. Fantastic. Yeah. Love that stuff, man. There's so many other songs in here. Man, it'd take another hour to go through all this stuff. Here's some Cream. Anybody love the band Cream? I love Cream.
Oh, yeah. Sunshine of Your Love.
Yeah, man. B.B. King, Buddy Guy, Eric Clapton. There we go. Now we get into the blues stuff. There's Faith, Hope, and Love by King's X. Yeah. I love that album, man. Jimi Hendrix Live. Van Halen Live right here, right now. All kind of cool stuff. One of Jim's favorites, Heart of Gold by Neil Young. Man.
I don't know.
Jim's like, don't you throw me under the bus.
I like Neil Young.
Joe, can you be available every Friday night?
Yeah, every Friday night, man. We need you here. I need you to wear the 70s costume. We're going to put this tip jar up front. And whatever we get, we split it with everybody. You got that? Yeah, I got it. All right, peace out. What? And the last album in the catalog that I went through a whole bunch. I just went ahead and went to the end is Eagles. Well, no, I'm sorry. I Never Say Goodbye by Sammy Hagar, which has the song Eagles Fly.
Eagles Fly, yeah.
Give to Live. When the Hammer Falls. Standing at the same old crossroads.
Love
What
that.
they want to say now. Boys Night Out. Great songs. That album is phenomenal. Sammy Hagar. Eddie played bass on that album, for people who don't know. And Sammy said in his book they want to do that to keep Eddie busy, because he was, partaking in some things that, weren't that great, so just leave it at that. I thought they'd keep him busy, man, so they keep him sober.
Yeah. Keep
Two of my favorite
straight.
songs from that album might not be what you think. The two that were on the radio all the time, Give to Live
Right.
and Eagles Fly. Yeah, those two were the top hits from that album. But my two favorite are Hands and Knees and Back Into You.
Yep.
Those are my two favorite from that album. I love those two songs from that album. It's very cool. Let's go ahead and hit this chat box one more time, and we'll go around the table and see if anybody has anything they'd like to add before we sign off tonight. I'd like to tell everybody thank you in the chat for being here. Thank you for commenting. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thanks for taking the time to join us on this Saturday evening. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Let's see here. Chad Kroger came out to sing Born on the Bayou in Rockstar. Wow. That's the guy from Nickelback, right? Man.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, there's a lot of people there.
Yeah, they had all kind of people. Sammy is the man, Big Dan Hall says.
Yep.
Black DH says, wow, cool, Steve. That sounds like an unreal show. Yeah, tell me. Toby Keith came out to sing Finish What You Started, and I love this bar at Sammy's birthday bash, Steve Anderson said. Yeah, him and Toby Keith are pretty tight. Sammy and Toby Keith.
Yeah.
Sammy keeps his vocal cords lubed with tequila. That's why he never ages. Wow.
Have you guys ever seen that? There's a couple of videos on YouTube of Sammy singing with Hetfield, even with James Hetfield. I couldn't believe
Oh, wow.
seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Hetfield's daughter. Yeah, they did a couple.
That was at a.
I don't know if it's a benefit or.
It was, yeah.
I seen a bunch of that. Yeah,
an acoustic benefit. Yeah,
that was really cool.
Yeah. Sammy puts that together. It's a benefit. I can't remember exactly for what organization, but yeah, Sammy, they do that. Gets all the people together and they give them raise the money and give it to I can't remember the organization right off the top of my head. Steve Anderson says Eddie also did a short guitar tapping solo on Eagles Fly. Yeah, I think he hit like one note or something, one or two notes or something real pretty wild, man. But yeah, so here we are at 10:18. Would anybody like to add anything, any closing words or anything that maybe you'd like to touch on that wasn't brought up? Anything at all? Now's your time.
No, I'm good.
No, I'm good too. Just
You're good. Adam, you good?
Yeah, just keep your stick on the X and see what that.
Yeah.
Keep. That's a Canadian joke. Maybe Steve will get it.
Okay. Cool, man. Cool. All right, man. Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. And thank you so much to Synner and Adam from Our Metal Stage for being with us tonight.
Guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Thanks for having us, guys. Appreciate it.
Had a blast, man. It was really fun. And thanks to my co-host, Jim Guidry, for taking the time to be here. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it, man.
Always a good time, yeah.
Yes, always a lot of fun. Thank you again to everybody who took the time, in the chat. Thank you, everybody who decided to be here with us to spend a little time. Thank you so much. And we hope you have a fantastic rest of the weekend. Be safe. God bless. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, this is Joe. Take care, everybody.
Later on, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night, everybody.